Hello, I just wanted to do a quick one. Who works for friends and family? I know so many people and so many people on forums that all say blanket rule, never work for friends and family. I always thought, no, 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 I can do that. It's fine. Um, I won't have these issues. So there have been in the past, I've learnt a few lessons about working for friends and family, and I've stopped doing it. For certain people, I've said no, I need to stop this. Don't want to fall out. I felt like things weren't quite going right, and I stopped it before any problems. Um, and I thought, no, I can do it. I'm not the same as everyone else, which I'm not. I'm definitely not normal. Um, but something recently made me doubt myself again. So I don't take on new projects for friends and family, but I do have some older previous customers who fall into the friends and family category, where I continue to happily work for them. They know the deal, I know the deal, but I'm starting to reassess it now and think, even with previous customers that have fallen into that category, I should stop doing it because I don't want to fall out of them. And I don't know what it is. The reason I wanted to do this TikTok is I wanted to ask people their opinion of why do we encounter issues or glitches or niggles or problems, or even small problems that become big problems? Why do we encounter these more with friends and family, but we don't encounter them with normal customers? Part of me was thinking, well, with normal customers, they don't need to like you. They just go, oh, he's got the skills to do the job. We want him in and out, and then he's out of our property. We don't need to agree, with his beliefs and politics and personality and which beer he likes. We don't need to like him as a friend. We're happy to have him here. He's a nice enough guy to have him in our house and do this work, and then we'll be happy to see the back of him, because everybody wants tradespeople out of their house as soon as possible, because it's disruptive and it invades your privacy at the end of the day. So I'm thinking, possibly because friends and family hopefully like you because you're their friend, possibly then there's that conflict when it becomes business and money. What I'm starting to think is that it's not respect, but it's like, I have a process, I have systems, I have flow charts, I have processes that I go through on every job. From the minute you find a new customer or a previous customer, you pre-qualify them, you ask them the questions about their particular project, you get the information that you need before you jump in the van and waste time looking at projects that you don't want, you can't do, they want done in a certain way that you're not agreeing on, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. Before you waste time getting in the van, you ask these questions, or you should pre-qualify, and then you do the job, and then obviously you get paid at the end. I'm starting to think that possibly customers who know you are sort of, they either assume they're getting a cheap price when really they're not. You're just giving them the normal price because they should be supporting your business, and if you give them a cheap price, then your heart's not in it and you're underselling yourself and you're losing out on a job that should be paying full price because you've booked your time on cheap jobs. They think they're getting a cheap price and then they're disgruntled when they don't, or you do give them a cheap price and then you don't put your heart into it, or you do it at a weekend when you're tired and you don't do the best job possible, or they just don't. This is what it comes back to. The word respect is a bit overkill. They don't respect your process. They don't appreciate why you need to ask certain questions, or they don't appreciate this is how you work, and you don't therefore bend the rules for them because they're special. And you go, well, this is my tried and tested formula of how I do my jobs. If you don't want to fit within my criteria or my process, like I said, it's like a flow chart. This is the process I go through on every job. If you don't want to fit within it, then I'm not going to do your job. And then you fall out because they expect you to change things or do things in a different way because you're a mate, and you're like, yeah, but this is work. This is what I do 9 till 5. If you're a mate and we're, I don't know, using a chainsaw chopping up a tree at the weekend for fun with a few beers, that's completely different than if you're paying me to do it at 8 a.m. On Monday morning, and I've got all the safety gear and insurance and all the rest of it. I don't use chainsaws, by the way, because I haven't got a license. But yeah, I feel like friends and family expect that you won't follow the normal process, or even that they approach it in a casual way, which then means you approach it in a casual way, And in my experience, approaching a job in a casual way, when I was working in London for 10 years, when I've been doing, upcycle interiors for years, like the moment that you take your eye off the ball, the moment you say, this is a small project, I can put this to the side, or I can focus on these 6 projects, and those 3 are so small I can do them in my sleep. The moment you do that and take your eye off the ball and don't give them the care and attention they need is the moment that they go off the rails. And you think, how has this happened with such a straightforward, simple project where it should have just run itself? And it's like, well, actually, it's because both you and them approached it in a casual way, and neither of you gave it the attention and energy that it deserved. And this is what I think it comes down to, is dealing with a project in a casual way from both sides, from the builder side and from the customer side, only ends in tears. It means things aren't in writing, things aren't clarified, questions aren't asked, and people have different expectations, and things go off the rails. Not only that, but when you don't follow your processes. So everybody will have different processes. Everybody who runs a business, is a general builder, handyman, property maintenance person, will have the process that they go through on every project from start to finish. And the minute that you don't follow those processes that work for you and work for your business, things go wrong. And the problem is that friends and family, I think, they think that you don't need to go through the proper process, and they're a little bit like taken aback, like, oh, this is like a proper job now. Oh, you're actually filling in a quote. Oh, you're filling in paperwork. Like, you don't need to do all that. We're just mates. It's like, yeah, but I do need to do all that. That's how I run my jobs, and that's how I keep track of things. And I ask questions before I turn up, because then I turn up with the correct materials. I think that's enough said on it, but I wanted to get everyone else's view. I think it's pretty much unanimous that you should just never work for friends or family. I felt like I could for certain people, for a select few, but I now am starting to feel like possibly it's too risky, and possibly it's not a good idea. Let me know your thoughts.